Yes.
In 5, 4, 3.
We are tWoTcast, episode 297. Woo! You're listening to tWoTcast, the Wheel of Time reread pod. Reread.
John, do you know how this works?
All right, everyone, shut the f*** up.
Wheel of Time, reread podcast, explicit and R freaking rated. John is the wild card, always talking shit. Joe's the straight man, he's a total dick. Tom calls in if he's not too busy. We are tWoTcast!
That was hilarious.
Think that you do.
You're listening to tWoTcast. Do I do the intro?
Or
Not
watching.
fucking anymore.
Or watching. We don't know.
Yeah,
Could be
you're
either one.
watching and listening, because that's an exciting addition. tWoTcast, the Wheel of Time reread podcast, now covering Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime. I'm Jono, and with me is Joe,
Oh, hey, Jono.
Tom, and I'm backwards on a screen here.
Yeah, study math, John.
Thank you. I will study a lot of things, apparently. One, mirrors.
What about this? What about this?
Oh,
Where's
fuck.
and which way you're pointing? We don't know.
That's not helping me at all.
This is-
That's the opposite of that.
Hey, man.
Hey,
We're not covering the Wheel of Time on Prime tonight, though.
what are we covering
That was
instead, Joe?
That was a lie. We're talking about this little guy.
Now I don't know. Now I thought I knew what we were talking about. Now I don't feel.
This little guy right here, right here.
Look in the private chat.
Yeah, all right.
There's nothing in it. That's
We
what
are, I tweeted it like a week ago, and even now we're talking about it. It feels so fucking grandiose to be like, we're discussing our new project.
We're not discussing it. We're starting it. This is the pregame.
we're
This is
starting
the,
our
this is
new
the first
project.
pregame.
pre-gaming our new project.
But we're also going to be discussing it. But we're also pre-gaming it. So we're
But
all
we're not
going to get
gonna-
really drunk. Like, unlike regularly.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
about what we're gonna do after we cover the show, I guess. So like January-ish.
Sure.
January-ish. Yeah, we made a
It might,
mistake.
it might get a little started before then.
That's okay. We got plenty of time. We made a mistake by covering book 1 and then book 2 and then book 3 before the show came out. And so we said,
I don't know if that was a mistake. Because there's definitely going to be less seasons, and we're going to have to start cramming it in somewhere. You know what I mean?
met mine before.
Not that everyone's supposed to hear about that here.
I feel like there could have been so many dirtier jokes from Jono for that. I'm really expecting a lot more out of you.
That's better, Jono.
The beers were dicks.
Damn it.
Yeah.
What are we doing, Tom? You tell us.
Because you seem the least drunk.
Slash
I
this
don't know about that. What we're actually doing, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess, oh shit. What we're going to do after we cover the TV shows, we're going to start doing Wheel of Time, Dungeons and Dragons, using the old Wheel of Time role-playing game book. Jay, you want to bring more?
Loosely using it. Loosely.
And that book was written by
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Robert Houdin.
Robert Jordan wrote the role-playing guide?
It'd be amazing if he did.
definitely not.
Seems incredibly unlikely.
Really bored at home in the basement.
No, he definitely didn't.
Yeah, so we're going to start a whole campaign, I guess, to we're doing that after we're done covering the show.
Yeah, this guy right here. That's the book right there.
Oh, god damn it. That's such.
Do you prefer
I
the
don't know.
Waygate on that cover to the Waygate that they've shown for the show?
Yeah, bring it back up. Let's bring that back up. Let's talk about the artwork.
Look
that
at
looks
Lowe's
like-
head.
Darrow K. Sweet, like 100%.
It is Darrow K. Sweet.
Oh, fuck yes.
How do you not recognize it?
I mean, that's exactly what I said. It looks like it's Darrow K. Sweet. Why do you keep getting rid of it? Put it over my face. Just make that my actual picture from now on.
Interesting artistic decision to make the dress of, I'm assuming, Moraine, the same color as the gate, the same color of Rand's clothes.
Yeah.
I don't. No. Those are role-playing characters, guys. Those aren't. characters.
That's right.
Those are random people.
That head is so.
Loyal looks like he got DK mode from GoldenEye.
It's not Loyal. It's an Ogier.
Oh, and Ogier looks like DK mode. Just
It does.
That's when we start deciding on our characters. I would like to be a gigantic headed Ogier, like one that can't keep his head up with his own neck.
Talking about deciding on our characters. So what we're doing tonight specifically is we have our DM here, and his name is Clint, and he is at Trolloc Talk on Twitter, and we have been chatting with him on Twitter since basically the beginning of our show. So we've known him for a long time via the internets.
which is a new fangled path.
But apparently he loves some D&D. I'm going to bring him in, and he can talk to us about maybe what the plan is, or maybe we'll make some characters, or maybe just kind of like start making our characters tonight. I'm not sure, but let's bring Clint in here.
Hopefully he's got a better idea.
I'm sitting here taking notes, writing down gigantic-headed Ogier.
Hey, Clint.
I don't know if I can actually play that character. I won't be able to walk.
It's like locked in. There's just there's no changing it now. So when did we start talking on the interwebs? It was like 2000.
That's right.
I don't know.
10?
Dates.
I don't fucking know.
Hold on,
It's been more
let me
than a
check
decade.
hold on.
I don't know. There was a big argument about Lanfear's boobs.
That's not an
Oh,
argument.
Lanfear's boobs.
Yeah.
Friendly.
That sounds like something we would talk
What
about.
would the argument be?
It was rate them on a scale of how fantastic they were.
Maybe
We could never settle on the scale.
Maybe maybe the argument was, are Lanfear's boobs as big as that Ogier's head on the role playing?
It's hard to say. I mean, the books go
That's
into
incredibly large.
The books go into exquisite detail to an almost absolutely disturbing degree as to bosom sizes. So and the comparative descriptions between Lanfear versus Barrelane, I think, is what we were talking about at the time. I think I was arguing that according to the whacked out very detailed descriptions, that I felt like the author seemed to lean away from Lanfear's more toward Barrelane's.
That makes sense. Lanfear does seem to have the kind of like the more like willowier, slimmer side, whereas Barrelane seems to be more big old titties up top, which I think is a direct quote from one of the encyclopedias at the end.
Yeah.
I think Jono whacked out a bit too much, but all right.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a coming of age book, quite literally.
At the same time, that was awesome.
Is there an entry in the glossary with big old titties on top?
Alan sent me it. Yeah. What's funny is he'd actually one of the things, if you remember the encyclopedia they put out at the end, the companion, they have like kind of like how to do the rating of Aes Sedai, like 1 power strength. They had the same thing on Robert Jordan's board about tit size. Got one left. Good enough.
Is it only me? Is it only me who glitched up like crazy and didn't hear the last things for like the last minute and a half?
You didn't need it.
No, it was just you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm clean now.
Also, it doesn't matter.
No.
Oh no, you missed another dumb
Not
joke.
sure how much it pertains to this specific episode, but spoilers for probably the whole series. I don't know. We might talk about stuff. Who knows? It's a pre-game session. We don't know what we're going to say. Also, this is about nothing in particular, so maybe we'll spoil something. But also, that's our show every time.
I guess on that note, just so people know up front, like when we start the D&D, it's going to be relatively spoiler free.
Possibly.
Yeah, we've been talking about this a lot. It's kind of a point, not a point of contention, but a point of discussion for sure.
We wanted to be accessible, but we also wanted to be fun. So we're not going to touch on plot points from the book, but we're also not going to, like, I guess, stop ourselves from using locations or characters. Like, we're not going to not use the IL because they weren't in the first book.
And I think that can extend to like powers and things like that as well. But that's where these things get complicated.
Yeah, in terms of like the RPG rules, which I have not read in any way, shape, or form, even though I own the books, we're basically like, you know, if the character can be made via the RPG book, then it's kind of fair game. That's kind of how we're operating. Which was fair. Like, I want to say it was around book 7-ish or whatever that came out.
Yeah, somewhere in that
Was it
neighborhood.
really?
I think
Yeah,
so.
it was pretty early. It was like
I think
of it as being around the time of the Big White Book. I'm not sure if I'm wrong about that, but
like book 6.
That makes sense. Yeah,
it was like the sudden merchandising push happened at that point. I don't even know.
Yeah. But at any rate, so I guess like if something existed in that book, it's kind of fair game, but that's also sort of spoiler, but only up until about halfway through. However, in terms of what you have planned for us, Clint, we might go to a place or see something, although not spoiling it plot-wise, may spoil something in general.
Yeah.
My goal is to, you know, certainly avoid the plot of the books, because
for sure. Yeah,
I mean, I had this great idea that I shared with you guys. I kind of wanted it to be like Life of Brian, and just like have the adventuring party be like the second group of kids that left the Two Rivers, and then you're always like a step behind the characters. And it sounds great in theory, but it'd be a total pain in the ass in practice.
Isn't that the plot of Almost Heroes, the last Christopher whatever the fuck Farley movie?
Christopher Farley?
Christopher Farley.
Whoa, there's a lot of respect being paid there.
Yeah, come on, man. It's just an homage.
He doesn't want to get too familiar with Chris Farley.
He has a random movie to reference. Who else is in that movie? Is it Matthew Perry?
I don't know what that movie is.
That is exactly Matthew Perry.
But
1990s.
No one has seen that.
What the fuck? You have?
I mean,
I don't think I did.
No,
I know we're doing.
I worked at Blockbuster in the early 2000s.
I would think of myself as someone who would have.
Video. Yeah. Blockbuster Video.
Are you talking about video cassette tapes?
Yeah.
Did Captain
The only one I have of those is Home Alone.
You refuse to upgrade to the DVD or Blu-ray?
No, I've got those as well. The only one I kept was Home Alone.
That makes sense. I think my last.
I think it makes it to all our viewers / listeners, and we can argue back and forth whether they're viewers or listeners. But I mean, to all our viewers,
they've always been viewers.
They get it.
So it's going to be season 1. We're going to call it. I guess we'll do. I think the plan is 8 episodes, but you know, we give or take. We'll see how it goes. Like it could go longer, and then
or we could break and come back again.
Yeah, we're going to have, I think, on the creator Discord, I asked if anybody wanted to do this, and within 5 seconds, these folks came back and said, we want to do it. So they're going to be part of this group. I think we're going to have them on next week, so they can basically do the same thing that 3 of us are going to do with Clint.
It's funny that you're announcing it live that may be on the show next week. Texted them.
Heads up, buddy.
Like, hey, you want to be on the show next week?
I kind of thought one of us had already contacted them, but who knows?
Listen, if we put it out there live, then they have to do it.
Yes.
Pretty much wrote them in now. Just like
these guys will 100% be here next week at 9 for a live show with Clint Trolloc.
What do you idiots text them right now and be like, hey, can you be on the show next week before your show? I produced the video that you watched over and over again on the TVs in Blockbuster.
What the fuck?
I need more of that.
We need to have a side conversation about this later. I have a lot of questions.
And maybe a bone to pick.
Yeah, whatever.
Like
what
the repressed
from
anger.
your memory, is it torturous?
No, especially not back in the early 2000s, I guess. Every time this was the one that put the video together where the Bye 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 music video came on every 15 minutes, and we would turn the volume all the way up, and everybody in the store would start dancing. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, all right.
It's a music video on a music video. Beautiful.
That's fun. Well, what the hell are we going to do tonight? I guess we need to talk about, what kind of characters we want to be.
That's a good start. Let me first just give a little bit of I don't mean to disappoint you guys in in contradicting Joe's description, but I'm probably gonna mash up.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna mash up the RPG book of Wheel of Time, as well as if anyone is as freaking dorky as me out there, and I know you are, there's another guy just randomly on Reddit posted like a conversion of Wheel of Time stuff to the current edition of Dungeons and Dragons. That was a pretty cool resource as well. And then I'm also actually going to use like the current version of Dungeons and Dragons, and then I'm going to take all those rules and I'm gonna mash them up and I'm going to throw them all the fuck away. So we'll be doing a modified form. I don't want to guarantee anybody that we're going to be playing the book that was published. We're gonna do this in a way that sort of makes most sense for doing it live streaming. I don't think any of these original rule sets contemplate the kind of play that we're going to do, which is like kind of faster and a little bit more unhinged than the actual rules. If we play by the actual rules, it gets super crunchy, and that's really cool in its own right. But that's the Critical Role goes 4 hours every week for weeks.
Yeah,
weeks
we're definitely going to be playing like a light version.
Yeah, this is going to be focused mostly on you guys bullshitting a lot and me trying to wrangle it, and so therefore creating a sort of using the rules in a way that'll sort of manage that, let you guys do what you're going to do, and still make it go on. So I'm thinking something along the lines of, you guys each roll like a D20 whenever I ask you to. We're not going to have you do like all sorts of different other rolls. But a lot of it'll just be me like sort of describing what you guys are, encountering, and then what you guys want to do next. I can roll for damage and a lot of other things like that. We won't use all sorts of modifiers and those kinds of things, which are cool if you're looking at that kind of product. But I think for the way you guys want to do this, we're going to keep it a little simpler with the rules, so you guys can bash some heads and make some jokes.
Do we need to all at least buy a D20?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. We can figure out the logistics on that later. I might have a.
It's called Amazon.
Yeah,
it's a really good
you
place
can get them
to
for
buy things and get it overnight.
Let's go to the comic shop tomorrow. Also, I couldn't tell from Dan's comment of Leafcast if he just jumped on it and feels like he missed his invite to this specific show, or if he caught the fact
think
that
he was joking about. I hope he was
show next week to do the same thing.
Now, what is Leafcast? That doesn't sound familiar.
I've never heard of it. It's called The Way of the Leaf, Jono.
So it seems confusing again.
But the puppets are going to be playing different roles.
Now that's
pretty meta.
Oh, that's going to be very complex. We'll make it work. It'll be good. It'll be good. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested to hear what you guys want to. Well, first, can I just ask you guys some questions about D&D? Can we just talk D&D a little bit?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Your show from here on out.
I want to hear from each of you if you've ever played and what your sort of experience with D&D is, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, we did a brief 3 episode where we tried from Jimmy and Jennifer Liang's house.
I don't know if it was 3. It was a few.
And
that is 3, Joe.
All right, whatever.
Just 3.
It's fucking 3.
We've attempted this back in the day one other time, is what John was trying to say, with Jimmy Liang, who runs Jordan Con with his wife.
The indefatigable, incredible Jimmy Liang.
I think Jimmy struggled with like what we were trying to do in terms of like bringing it to a digestible amount of content for like a podcast kind of thing. So we kind of played around with it for a while, and then we're just like, all right, this isn't working.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't like a big deal or anything.
Yeah.
Right.
After that, we had a huge falling out with Jimmy. We hate him now.
Cannot fucking that whole like Jennifer always being the nicest person. I can't stand it.
So this is actually our second attempt at this.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, separate from that, did you guys ever
Jono, why don't
play
you
as
go first?
Kids or anything like that? Yeah, Jono, you've ever
never
played otherwise?
I've never played as a child, nor have I played this.
Cool. So you're coming at this totally new, and no particularly preconceived expectations, which is good.
I have preconceived expectations, but no preconceived notions.
Tell me your main preconceived expectation.
I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to be very confused. I'll probably do something very dumb. My wife, I hope she cannot hear anything I have to say. And that's just a general thing anyway. Obviously. And then I have my own thoughts on where I think we should explore because I love the entire world of the Wheel of Time. and I would love to find some of those weird ass areas behind me that are never used. That being said, you're in charge.
Yeah. I like that idea. Generally, we'll see what we can do about that. It
You
might
could
be
certainly
it might be
push
easier for
us
me
in a
you know.
direction, Jono.
Yeah.
Well, and that's again why I didn't want to have you guys following the main characters. I don't want to push you guys too hard. If you want to go someplace completely idiotic and random, maybe that'll be more fun. So
We're going straight south, right into the Force of Shadows and dying instantly.
What does happen if we die?
You're dead, and we make a new character.
yeah,
and
we
that's
roll
it.
you up a new character, man.
All right.
Don't get too excited about this one.
And I'm not afraid to kill you guys. So
I don't know if
Good.
I can, if I
That's
can
the
run my
one thing that I
character-
hate about D&D. So
kinda
easy not to die.
I was wondering if I can get my character to commit suicide, and then I wouldn't have to be on the show for like 2 months.
well,
Nope.
let me
You're
jump
right
out
back
of
in.
order
You're a
a
new
little
guy.
bit. I'll tell you, jumping out of order a little bit. When I first started playing, I was the youngest. It was me and my older brother, who's 2 years older than me, and then some some neighbors who were older. And so I'm like this kid kind of playing with the older kids. And I had like my favorite character, and they just like killed the one time. And I was in like 5th grade, and I'm just like, fuck you, and I just like ran away. And it was like so devastating. Like, my character's dead. So apparently while I was gone, they were all having like a conference, and I like eventually kind of came back and like nursing my tears. And they're like, fine, your fucking character's got 1 hit point, but he's gonna have to we're gonna have to carry you around on a stretcher for a little while.
The weird
Like,
part of the
they're
story is
not
that it
playing.
was 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, it was last week.
That's a good place for a 5th grade.
Yeah, you guys accidentally hired a 5th grader.
Clint gets real emotional.
Tom's acting. Yeah.
No. But
I had a similar experience. My stepbrother, when we were children, was DMing one time, and he got really frustrated with us for some reason. I don't really honestly remember why. I think we were just like, we want to go here, and he's like, no, this. And I think he was just trying to keep us on rails, and we're like, absolutely not, we're going this way. And he got so mad at like a group of our friends that he's like, everything turns white. All your characters are dead. And then he just stormed out of the room, and we're like, Jesus Christ.
Just drop a nuke on you?
there are other ways to handle the situation.
I mean, it was he went from 0 to 10 in like
All
a
right.
millisecond. So
I'm
it
taking
was
some
really,
more notes.
funny.
Taking notes. Whole room turns white,
Everyone.
just in case we need it.
It was
Tough-
it was so funny that to this day, like, I still laugh about it. Anyway.
That's so. You played as a kid, Joe.
Well,
you
yeah, of
played
course.
in your adult world.
Yeah, I play in adult life, but only
Cool.
kind of recently, honestly. There's a large gap of time in there.
Yeah, I think it's probably true for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Mine was the same thing. I played, late elementary school into middle school, then stopped, and then it's gotten cool again and easy, accessible. I shouldn't say easy. It's gotten accessible again.
When you
So
say it got cool again, do you mean the second we decided that we wanted to play?
yeah, I
That's-
mean,
that's-
everyone was
that's-
on the
that's
fence,
really
and then
exactly.
you made your announcement just 20 minutes ago. And
Tom, that's incorrect. It got cool again when we tried it the first time. Then everyone started playing it a little bit more.
oh yeah, you
I
guys
didn't
did. You
notice.
started.
And now the popularity has swelled enough to where we're like, all right, we got to come back.
You know what else is well? Tom's dick.
The return that nobody asked for.
Oh!
So Tom, have you ever played?
Yeah, like a little bit. I think when I was younger, but I don't remember it very well. I think more than anything, I just read fantasy, so I bought some of the books at the bookstore because I thought they were cool and read through them, but never really had a game.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a ton
That's
of
funny.
them.
That's contrary to my memory of Tom DM'd a game, and it was me and my little brother Chris, and we played
Yeah, it might
for
have just been like
basically a whole summer.
it might have been us, but I don't. See, I can't
You
remember.
didn't have like your peers, like your people your age, right, is what
Yeah,
you mean, right?
we had all this stuff. I think that's the kind of thing where like it was the three of us, and we're like, let's see if we can do this, and like we're not enough people, and we're not taking it seriously enough.
Well,
we
also, I
Fuck
mean,
around with it at the very least.
you guys are roughly around the same age as me, so back then I'm sure you guys were probably doing like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
And,
No, I
like
can-
the game at the time. Not that I even remember all that clearly, but the number crunching and stuff on there was a lot more complicated than it is even now. And there's plenty of that. There's plenty of number crunching and stuff now, but it's definitely way easier now. And I remember as a kid, it was just like, there's no fucking way we can do all this. We had no idea what any of the number crunching was. We just gave up on it. So it was just a lot of like, yeah, then we do this and that. And we had the books and they were pretty, and we did. We looked at them. There was cool pictures of monsters, and that's where we got ideas from that. But we never used the rules at all because for 6th graders, 7th graders, it's just fucking impossible.
Yeah, I think we desperately tried to use the rules correctly and everything, but I don't know how well.
Yeah.
We had a lot of cool dice and the cool books. If you showed me the book covers, I bet we could pick out which one we had. But
yeah, you have like a certain attachment to that artwork and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Or it's just at least it's memorable enough to be like, oh yeah, it was that one.
Cool, Cool. All right. Well, then I think it's no way. It doesn't matter to me one way or another as to whether you guys have a lot of experience or not. But it helps to know where you guys are at on it. And again, I mean, the game we're going to play is definitely going to be a sort of a rough facsimile of D&D that allows for a lot of crazy stomping around. So it's going to be different even for you, Joe, having played more recently. But yeah, it's sort of same thing, like I said.
Well, maybe we should ask you some questions, Clint. Have you ever played D&D?
What if he has more questions for us, Jono?
That's
Well,
okay.
hold on.
Well, I was in the middle of actually answering that question when he asked. So
Hold on a second. We have a very important comment here. So Chris is the black sheep of the family, right? He drives a Camaro and wears tank tops when it's way too cold out for that shit, right? That's exactly right. Our little brother Chris is the worst.
Ah,
You know,
Chrissy.
we all collectively, he's the worst of the three.
The funny thing is, he actually does wear tank tops a lot.
Does he have a Camaro? Honda.
For sure.
Camaro. He's also the nicest of the three of you.
Well, I mean, just because he's the nicest doesn't mean he's not the worst.
Guess it depends on the measure.
Well, I guess alcohol, lowest intake, so he's the useless.
Yeah.
Also, Clint, apparently being a DM is a thankless job, so I'll never thank you for it.
Nope, never expected it.
We were actually going to thank you at the end of the show, but
we actually unwrote that.
Fuck that. I don't even know what I would do with it. I'd probably
I
cry.
think we should definitely
Get the fuck out of here.
not thank you at the end of the show.
I'm gonna scream. The whole room goes, "What? You're all dead. Fuck you."
Oh my gosh, every episode should end like that. That way, if we never come back again,
I would have to think of like increasing.
I think I just solved our every problem.
I would have to come up with increasingly bizarre starts for the new each episode after that. You awake again.
And fade from white. Looks like you're not dead. And let's carry on. That's how it all starts every time.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. So to answer John's question, yeah, I played 6th, 7th grade, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, and then stopped and started playing again just a couple of years ago. I DM one campaign now with 6 players using Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and I'm playing in another mini Lost Mines of Phandelver, like intro to D&D, the very first session kind of thing for a lot of people, for fun with my brother and one of my best friends who's DMing it. So that's my one time right now playing. But yeah, my campaign that I've had going on is going into its 3rd year. We're close to 3 years. I don't know. I should probably end it soon. They're probably fucking tired of it.
Joe's daughter and my
They're just
they're
like, he keeps scheduling sessions. What the fuck? We can't tell them no. Our characters will just be standing there with no one to operate them.
I'm pretty sure everybody that even though we're idiots, at least our DM is going to be professional.
I'll try. I'm trying to play the straight man and let you guys sort of do the rest. So random question.
That's my marriage vow.
I am working on my own current campaign, and just for shits and giggles, I was hoping the 3 of you could help me with suggestions. I'm building a new city in my campaign that they've just arrived at, and I need to come up with some names for some inns. And anybody who's read The Wheel of Time has obviously encountered a lot of really good names for inns because Robert Jordan had a freaking ton of them. So I want a suggestion from each of you for the name of an inn that I can use in my new city that we're exploring here.
The 10 Whores Itch.
I like that.
I like it. Very easily come up with the pun come. There we go.
Except anybody who's never read Wheel of Time will be very confused. So perhaps
I feel like it kind of itself.
I'm going to in parentheses. It's a pun. You just don't know. Half of my party has read the Wheel of Time, so some of them would get it. Jono.
I like when you yell his name like that. Do that again.
Jono.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like DM Clint coming out now. Is I just start like shouting off people's names. I need the name of an inn in a fantasy world.
Clintoris.
We can't do that.
The marketing on that would be terrible. No one would ever show up to a place like that.
I'll tell you what, I can think of at least
Whoa,
three.
what about this one? Hey-o.
Moist feline.
Stabbing sticks. Crushing it, Matt.
Yeah, we'll take moist feline. That's not. I will gladly lead upon other people's efforts.
No, that's his. You
How
can't.
fucking
That's
dare you?
for
I
Charlie.
I feel like it would be
You gotta
better.
come up with your own spell, Jono.
I feel like that would be better if it had another one of the terrible words that nobody ever wants to hear, and so I would probably add like slacks to the end of that because nobody likes the word moist and nobody likes the word slacks.
The human beaver. Is that what you're going for?
No, dangling dolphin.
What do you
You're like, I don't know. I like it though.
Okay.
It's just, it's a port city. You know,
No,
we can
it's
talk about where these inns would be.
It's landlocked, which makes it even more bizarre. I like it.
That's why it's so angry. That dangling dolphin, just waiting.
Half the people that go to that town are just like, "What's the dolphin?"
They've got a dead, recently caught dolphin like hanging out front, and they have to change it out every once in a while because it like collects flies.
Think, and it makes sense.
They're just using a real dolphin for this line. That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you guys think is
pulling.
better? Do you think Tom's empty chair on screen with us is better, or do you think I should try to actually drunkenly pay attention when he comes back? Because I will.
I like Tom's empty chair, which is, by the way,
I like the empty chair. I think we
Can I add his empty chair to the stream?
Yeah.
Tom's empty chair is a perfect end name too.
At least when
Tom's
he
empty
comes
chair.
back.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
At least when he comes back, it'll be like I won't have to like pay attention. It'll just be there.
Tom's empty chair. We're doing it. It's going into the campaign.
I guess that's something we should say every time, Jono. Like,
Oh yeah, put that one back. No spoiler, or after the spoiler.
yeah, so
warning.
this should just be a ticker. Tom will randomly stand up and go smoke in the middle of an episode with zero warning.
Do you think- no, it doesn't matter.
So, to hopefully, well, we'll see what happens with the comments. You guys can keep going in the comments if you want, but to move that
Oh, yeah, of
discussion
course.
along, I was about to say to
Yeah,
quell the fervor on the comments, but no, go ahead on the comments. You guys talk. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. I already did.
Thank you.
So you guys need to start thinking about what you want your characters to be. Have you
So,
been
yeah, I
thinking
was
about
gonna-
this all? Do you have ideas?
Well, I
I
kind of
mean-
brought up the idea to Tom, but not Jono. Or maybe I said it to both of you guys. But I was just like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we just brought our old characters back? Because we didn't get very far with them at all. So like we could just bring them back and be like, hey, here's our characters. And if they die, they die. Who cares? Tom
So
was
what
like
were they?
immediately like, absolutely not. Let's start fresh. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't care.
Tom's a grumpy.
Okay,
pig.
well now we got to stop. Okay, you guys can start fresh, but I want to know about your original characters. I should have asked that in the first place.
I honestly barely remember them. I would have to have dug it up. That's why. Like, I guess we can put a
Yes,
pin in
next
that.
week.
We'll bring it back next week.
Next week, that's your homework assignment.
Yeah, I'll dig them up somewhere. I've got it somewhere.
That's
Yeah.
Yours too,
Hold on,
John, because
That's
you're
something
looking
I
at me
wanna
like
know.
there's no fucking way I still have that.
No, I still have mine because if you remember, I just made fun of Varlin.
Yes.
I just took
I
a
do
good
remember
friend of ours, and then just turned his name backwards briefly, and just tried to make myself exactly like him in a very mocking manner.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it'd be
Tom
like
was
if I
Justin
was
Timberlake. I remember that.
Toe from
But
Jaw.
he was basically a knight.
yeah,
Like maybe a white cloak? I don't remember.
probably mixed, but yeah.
I mean, it strikes me that you could be a hunter for the horn and then basically be anything you would fucking want, right?
It's not wrong, although that gives us kind of a very particular set of time we're talking about.
Well, see, this is the spoiler thing. I'm telling you.
Oh, it's fine, whatever.
Oh, did you say a spoiler, Jono?
Not particularly. Technically, I could say I don't. Yes, I did. I guess, but it's not really that
It
important.
doesn't
right?
matter. Everything's fine, Clint.
Yeah.
We put it up
I'm
I'm
ahead
not
of
worried about the
time.
spoilering now. I'm saying, no, I don't give a shit what we spoil.
My character was loosely based on
Theron. Loosely Theron.
Lucy Theron. No, I was just a novice for the tower. I think I just like picked a random character and just kind of played it really weird.
After that first episode.
I don't really remember, honestly.
What?
Her name was Shanna Biggerstaff. I do remember that.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
But yeah, we should
Watch it,
come
Bob.
up with new characters. On that note, like we kind of searched for something that would be like I noticed that none of the people playing were picking like someone from the tower, for instance. So I was like, well, I'll be a novice, kind of thing. But like, should we do you want, what kind of diversity are you looking for in your characters can we just do whatever the hell we want? Or are you kind of like, it would be great if one of you could do this
I think in a certain world, it would be really neat if everybody were the same thing. I think that's the quirky, other world. And I think that wouldn't be as fun for what we're doing and what we're trying to like sort of make happen. I think the best thing would be have a good variety. And I think it would be a freaking shame if we had no channelers among the party. So I certainly hope someone else would be a channel. I mean, I think that would be like the big loss if like everyone was like, I'm going to be a warder and like I'm going to be a hunter for the horn, I'm going to be a spear maiden, and everyone's like these badass fighters, but like nobody's a magic user. That would be very un-D&D.
Now what is magic? Because I don't.
All right, so Brother Dan says I'm an ogre on the streets. I'm made in the sheets.
That would be a surprise.
He's being very constructive.
Well, Tom,
also,
we already know that Tom
Donna's
is going to be.
character is going to be a dark friend. So I mean, that's
probably
everyone knows that.
Should we have a reveal like that out of nowhere? I'll like work behind the scenes with one of you to like sabotage the rest of the group. Fuck, that's a good idea, but it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work for you. I just get to experience it.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you. Fuck you.
Like sex. Yeah.
I'm talking about the person that matters, me.
Yeah, exactly.
Mute him.
We all know.
Yeah.
No, I think, but Tom he's going to be the giant-headed ogre.
He's just going to be the head of it, though. That's what we're actually aiming for. There's going to be.
Well, that's I guess how he could be a maiden in the sheets. See, sorry, Brother Dan, it's totally taken. That's going to be Tom. Tom is officially going to be the giant-headed ogre with the spear maiden body.
Tommy Bear.
It's something I think Agenor would do, right? I mean.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point.
Coming from the Trolloc guy.
What wouldn't Agenor do?
Oh, and that's actually a fantastic campaign on its own.
Yeah,
and an armband that we should probably create.
I mean, I think just by itself, the answer to the question, what wouldn't Agenor do? I think the answer is nothing. He clearly is pretty cool. I mean, like, wasn't he in that movie Tusk? I think he like made that movie, right?
And Human Centipede.
Yeah, there you go.
They're all things he's done.
So what are our character options? Do we have like? Is there like a choice? Like we pick one thing and from there we kind of branch out as we go down.
I'll get the book open, the RPG book. But honestly, I'm willing to let you guys like anything you guys are interested in doing.
This book right here?
That book right there.
That's the way to ship, by the way. It's $161 on Amazon.
Yeah, well, it's out of print.
Well, you know what they should do? Print more. That'll stop that issue. Also, Loyal is insane. Like, he looks like he weighs 8 times.
It's not Loyal.
Well, Ogier is insane. He looks like he weighs 8 humans.
How many fucking times do we have to go over this?
Can I be an Ogier warder that can channel?
No, because you're from, spoiler, a different planet.
That's an IO.
Oh, Matt Spooky Stabbing Sticks, classes. Maybe we should start there, and then we can figure out the. I don't know.
So,
Matt,
all right, hold on.
Wait, how would you start?
You're not the DM here.
That's kind of what I was saying. Well, how would you start? Like, where should we start to like whittle down to what we should be?
Well, I mean, I guess I was asking at first, frankly, if you had, anything that was just like. That you just knew off the top of your head you definitely wanted to be, and if that's not the case, then we can start like going through.
I have zero preconceptions. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a blank slate, and I kind of want to see what everybody else wants to be, and I want to make sure we're pretty diverse.
I think that makes sense.
I think I heard you.
Yeah, why aren't there any
It
ogre
would be
channelers?
cool if we were all the same thing, but I really want to. I'd like us to be more like Dragonlance, where everyone's like wildly different.
Does Farfair,
Yeah, like the sort of traditional party kind of
I
thing.
guess
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. But Ogier aren't really from,
Yeah, maybe it's because
Well,
they're aliens.
Yeah. So, but I mean, whether or not there should be one power, I guess that would depend upon their timeline from which they came at first. I don't know.
I still refuse to believe this other dimension Ogier thing. Like, I know it's pretty much it's proven. I'm not. I won't accept it.
It
I
does
wish I had that
seem
Beastie
to be
Boys
like-
song in cue.
Yeah, it was one of my least favorite things.
Another dimension.
Thank
So
you.
the
That's who the Ogier played, Beastie Boys.
it makes sense.
Thank you.
Question: Can one of us be a Trolloc that can talk?
Our DM.
No, because there was only one.
We all
of
know
those
Narg's the
characters.
only one that can talk.
Fuck that guy. God.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, fucking hate Narg. I have hated Narg so much for so long.
Really?
All right, I'm
we,
coming-
should preface it- we should preface this for the viewers, Clint. That's a giant joke, and you hate him in jest. Also, you serious
No, I don't hate him.
because you're
in
an
jest.
intelligent Trolloc.
But he was a dipshit, and he proved it. Like proven, hands down, dipshit. He thought he could outtalk a human, and then he impaled himself on the human sword, and the human didn't even know how to use the fucking sword. Clearly, dipshit. But he, at the same time, thought he was the smart one.
It's a bad representation of your people.
Totally agreed. He also couldn't. cook.
How would
Fuck
it,
that
Tom? Walk me through how a Trolloc would be in a group of, unless we're all dark friends. How would a Trolloc just be in a group of random people?
like a reformed Trolloc. I
Maybe
mean,
we are.
this is. I mean, in D&D, that's a very common thing. I mean, like lots of people over the years wanted to play, orcs. That's how we get like the half orc race, and like now there's playable goblins and stuff.
One of our favorite go-to or like returning jokes in tWoTcast is Fane's Trollocs that just like hung out outside of Falm and never did anything. And
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There's a couple.
became farmers and
What if you're a vegetarian Trolloc and you're an outcast? What if you're a baby Trolloc that got found by humans and was raised as human?
oh, you're talking about like bone and a rat creature.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I like
I
that.
actually,
like
I
that.
actually just reread that. So that's a couple of possibilities.
So
I'm a Trolloc that likes quiche, or I'm a baby Trolloc that's raised by humans.
I mean, and this is the thing. If
Stay
you
away
really
from
want to do it, we'll do it.
No, I'm not going to do it.
All right.
I mean, I'm not closing the door for anybody else, but
So yeah, I mean, I actually don't know where the hell I put the book, so I don't have it in front of me. But the classes basically in the book are pretty much any of the sort of interesting character groups throughout the whole thing. All the different kinds of channelers and the different like channeler groups. There are the Aiel. There are the Hunters for the Horn. There are Warders. I think they have. Do they have? I'm pretty sure Two Rivers Longbowmen, and if they don't, they should. Then you have basically. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, just like pick any of the cool groups you think are interesting. Like Band of the Red Hand. You want to be a soldier from the Band of the Red Hand? Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I think you should start thinking of, first of all, like, do you want to be a channeler or no? If you do want to be a channeler, like, which of the cool groups do you think, most
All right. Well,
appeals
let's
to you?
discuss it amongst ourselves, Jono and Tom. What are you guys thinking?
Down with the service.
Clint, put somebody on the spot that's not me and ask them if they want to be a channeler or not.
Jono.
Well, I was gonna say I did it before, so I don't mind doing it again.
Nope.
But I mean, like, if you guys wanted to do it, then I wouldn't do it. I'll go in a different direction.
I'm going to be a juggler from Val and Lucas Circus.
That's locked
What do you
in.
juggle?
Most
What do you
annoying.
juggle?
So, okay,
That's
actually,
fine.
so in the book, I think Gleeman is one of the character classes.
Oh, I'm taking it. Yeah, fuck yeah.
All right, John, that's the Glee man.
So can you?
So
Which
you're
totally makes
basically the
sense, 'cause
bard
I
character
say,
that
if you were
everyone
D&D,
hates
you'd
in
be
every
the bard
D&D
for sure. You'd totally be the bard.
I got that down.
We should have started there. Jono will be the bard. What's the bard in real time? The Gleeman. Done. All right, Joe.
Jono, can
Tom.
you bring like a real guitar in front of you and be like, jung, jung, and
I
just start
can't,
dicking
I don't
around?
have anything in my room, but yeah, I used
I
to
know
play.
it's not with you literally
Can
right
you-
now. This
can
is
you-
the
It's one 30 feet that way.
Can you
Yeah, I
level down his Gleeman character so it's just a juggler from the circus, though?
Well, then it would be like roll a d20 to see if you can hit them with your balls. That That works.
3.
It's his only weapon he has. I mean, then that's what
How
we're gonna have to
low
do.
does your sack hang, John?
Oh, does he have a sack of balls?
Where else would you keep a bunch of balls?
You're really tempting fate here.
I have been naked on a
Tom, I tempted fate by taking this fucking job on. So
That's
we're
true.
good.
Yeah, I think I'll probably wear the spangled kind of pants that she wears when she's doing that Elaine wears going across. I think I'll probably lean into that. I'll be the female Gleeman that he always wanted with what's her name?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a really cool idea.
Thank you. As well as one.
So you're the new Dina, the Gleeman's apprentice.
Glee women. Is that right?
Glee girl.
Glee. I think that's different and probably not allowed.
I like that you're breaking the glass ceiling right here with our D&D game. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I've said enough jokes that I should maybe try to walk 1 or 2 back. She's gonna get fucking murdered real fast.
No, let's make her. I mean, let's make her at least somewhat deadly. Everybody, all the party members are gonna be.
All right.
She's really good at slinging balls.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That is gonna be an attack of last resort. There's no doubt.
Maybe your weapon is a bolo.
I love that. It wraps around, but more like the one that Q uses that explodes around the neck.
Yeah, you can put explosives in it.
Yeah.
You can attach whatever kind of ball to the end that you want. Maybe you're like Batman and you have a utility belt filled with balls.
We're giving him way too many powers. Maybe later down the road once you're like level 5.
All right, fine.
Yeah, and you guys will be leveling up. I mean, so what I'm planning on doing, just to jump back to the mechanics really quick, is again to keep the sort of mechanics away from bogging down the goofy story. Is once we set up what your characters are going to be, I will make up your character sheets based on and give you sort of like what your different actions are. So as we talk about the characters, we should definitely also talk about and kind of expect this, and it's already happening. What sort of especially if you're not like a channeler. If you're a channeler, we know what your attacks are going to be. But something especially like the Gleeman kind of thing, think about like what kind of weapons you might want her to use and stuff like that, because we're going to put that all together. And then basically every time you guys level up, I'll sort of be in communication with you about, what sort of new powers you want them to acquire from there. And then the leveling up, I'll sort of assign those new powers. And with the channelers, it's going to be, how much of the one power you can channel, and therefore how many things you can do with it, and what sort of new skills you might want to take on from there.
So Joe, are you going to be the channeler, or do you want me to do it?
I don't know. I was kind of thinking about maybe we just shaft Ryan and Dan with that one of the magic.
I find it funny that you think that's like we'll take the magic.
Like one of them probably wants to. I don't know. I'm just like, so the only reason I'm kind of hesitating is because I did do that last time, and I was kind of like,
because we remember
the one that could use the one power, and I was like helping a lot, but I was like, maybe I don't want to help a lot. I don't know, or maybe I want to help in different ways. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning Aiel for no reason at all.
Oh, because you want to be redheaded.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be a ginger.
Nobody wants to do that.
I don't know. Tom, what are you thinking?
That's a cop-out. You have to answer the fucking question.
Aside from giant-headed Ogier.
Well, I am considering giant-headed Ogier. Can I be a wolf brother?
With a giant head?
That's another class in the book.
I think that's a thing. Yeah, that's one.
Totally a thing.
What about a sea folk?
You could be a sea folk channeler, or you could be a sea folk fighter in general.
What if I'm a sea folk male channeler? What do they do to the male channelers? Kill them?
They
the Isle of Madmen.
Don't they like leave the? Yeah, I don't think it's just the Isle of Madmen. I think it's like they'll leave them on the closest.
I think they ditch them in Australia, mate. I think that's
I'm pretty sure they bring. Well, I could be wrong, but I think they bring them all there, don't they?
I thought they ditched them basically on and I think it was actually they specifically ditched them on like just a tiny little island where they're like all completely marooned by themselves.
My memory is Isle of Madmen. And also, I keep trying to make sure I'm wearing pajamas and trying to make sure.
I could be wrong. Maybe the Isle of Madmen thing is from like during the breaking where they just put a lot of them and that was it or something.
So my character could have been left on the Isle of Madmen and then found like a cellar filled with rum and then basically becomes Captain Jack.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
I love that idea.
Davy
that's
Jones,
cool.
giant squid.
he's like he's
Davy
like,
Jones,
he's like
giant squid.
this channeler who just like made his way to the Westlands, and he's just like
Yeah, roger that. I'm
kind
gonna
of
really
off.
need you to focus up.
Yeah, he would probably be very thin and dirty, and that's kind of my speed.
Well, in the Captain Jack like brain damage kind of thing would actually go in
Also
line
my
well
speed.
with being a male channeler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
that's right up your alley, Tom.
Yeah, I'll be a sea folk male channeler.
I'll be up your
Wow.
alley.
That is. So that's the thing. Like, the more eccentric we go with them, that makes me want to go more normal. That's why I was like, maybe just an Aiel or just a random guy, and I'm an adventurer.
You know what?
Like
else?
a Band of the Red Hand person or something.
You know what else I considered being?
Hmm.
Glowstick Isle.
Oh, I did mention being an Aiel. Maybe I'm just an Aiel that loves to dance. Not necessarily with weapons.
I would like to see this character in practice and actually in fights and see how it works out.
Well, goddamn, I think Tom just decided it for me.
I think that leaves a lot of options for Dan and Ryan.
Wait, I don't. But glow sticks don't actually exist. So how are we going to work that out into the actual scenario? Like, walk me through how that works logistically.
I mean, we could break those rules. It could be some sort of invention of the
First of all,
Illuminator.
everything is okay in Wheel of Time as long as you found something from the Age of Legends.
Oh,
Everything is on the table.
oh, found from the Age of Legends.
Yeah, maybe
I
you
mean,
found
if it's a useless thing that doesn't mess with the mechanics of the game, yeah, you could.
maybe you found a stasis box and that's how you became Glowstick Isle.
Yep. Someone was right there on top of you, Tom.
Oh wow.
Congrats to you.
Okay.
Not you, Tom, but to her. She
As long as we can make Glowstick Aiel like relatively realistic within this world, then I'll do that.
I can work with you on it.
I mean, that's up to you, Joe.
I mean, I confess not having a great memory of every single detail you've ever said about Glowstick Aiel. But
it doesn't matter. There's nothing. There's nothing to know.
No, and this was like, as long as there's nothing about the Glowstick Aiel that would prevent the Glowstick Aiel from still being.
No, this will be like the grand expansion of his character. We'll finally learn who he is, where he came from, what he's been doing all this time.
I actually feel like you guys have the obligation to have somebody be him, so we finally know.
I feel like in that stasis box, along with the glow sticks, there needs to be like a refrigerator that you can somehow power. So when you're done with the glow sticks at the end of the day, you can put them in the freezer.
Yeah, yes, I can put them in the freezer.
I think in the Age of Legends they would have perfected glow sticks where they don't fade out.
They perfected
like we're not in the Age of Legends now. Okay, the Age of Legends did better than we're doing at the moment until they destroyed the world.
For all of our viewers who are also viewers, but also our listeners who are now maybe viewers, Glowstick Aiel is a dumb character that we've been joking about for close to a decade.
Yeah.
And all we do is talk about Glowstick Aiel and how funny it would be if an Aiel just fought with glow sticks and just liked to dance.
Yeah.
But then specifically only to the song Sandstorm.
Why is that, Joe? Because they played.
It's a song that's titled Sandstorm.
Yeah, I mean,
also, it's a rave song.
It's a very obvious fake character.
If you play this character, when we get into battle, as you're describing,
I'll be like,
fighting, you have to. All right.
Every time.
Ready. You're clearly ready. I think.
Glowstick Aiel, he's basically useless one-on-one against somebody, but as long as he's facing at least two opponents, he can dance so skillfully in between them that they stab each other.
Oh.
Bonus action.
Or I guess you could make a singular opponent trip and fall onto their own weapon as you're moving around them so seamlessly. Yeah, there's a lot of options here.
Okay. All right.
These are the kinds of things you need to think
hold
about.
on a
Like,
second.
if you
I
want to
like
have
to dance, but I also like to dance the spears, Tom. I think it would be an integral
the
part.
glow sticks. Yeah.
Have spear points.
You want spear? You want glow sticks with spear?
So these are like tracer rounds. Like you got like
exactly.
Yeah, whip them through the air and it just.
Does he have a whole bunch too? So like he's just throwing them.
No, just
that might be
like
a level
green, a pink. An orange.
So wait, that's what you guys. This what it needs to be. You find a stasis box. You have what look to you like glowing spears in them. You think that that's the coolest shit ever. You fight the entire campaign with them. only to find out at the very, very end of the campaign that they actually were, in fact, tracer rounds from heavy artillery from the Age of Legends, and they blow you all to Kingdom Come.
And they're also crushing
That's it. Everything turns white. We're all dead.
Everything turns white. You're all dead. Well, we've had the campaign.
Can you see the
Good
glow
job,
stick IO
guys.
when hiding behind a bush? Is it a glowing bush? The answer is obviously yes.
Has he broken it?
Why would he ever hide? The showman.
Yeah, I don't die.
It's like the opposite of all the stealthy IEL employee. It's like, no, guys, I'm good.
Glowstick IO and the Gleeman are going to get together real fucking well.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, Jono.
You never
Yeah.
know.
Maybe our characters will hate each other.
That works.
Maybe I'll see you as a rival to my showmanship.
I made a glowstick dildo. Stay away from me.
All right. All right.
So you guys can change your minds if you want, but it sounds like 3 solid ideas. Very you.
I think it sounds like 3 horrible ideas.
Yeah, that's the latter. Yeah, solid.
Well, it all again depends on your measure.
You should not give us the ability to change our minds.
I kind of agree.
You gotta lock. This is
Tom,
locked.
what did you get locked? No,
locked.
Tom's locked in.
Tom
Jono,
locked.
are you locked in?
I think
Locked
Jono's
in.
locked.
All right, I'm locked in.
I think those are great. We got 1 channeler among 3. That's enough. Hopefully, one of the other 2 guys will be a channeler as well. It'd be nice if somebody could man up and be a woman.
I already am.
Oh, yeah,
Listen,
you are. I'm sorry. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
That's true also. But also, this is something we have discussed recently. In all the years of talking about Glowstick IO, we never discussed whether this person was a man or a woman.
Oh,
I'm
you gotta think
sure
of
we've
that too.
seen it a number of times.
I mean, maybe we did. Maybe we didn't.
We have.
Maybe we did.
I'm pretty
Maybe
sure
we
you
didn't.
referred to him as he. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. We'll never
figured-
know. I guess there's no way to ever find out.
Nah,
Maybe
I'm-
the glowstick is a different clan that just hasn't quite gotten the fame.
the glow stick sept of the Rave clan.
No, we have a legitimate name for this. Well, Maidens of the Rave was what it would be if it was a
Oh,
Yeah, it was made. I think it was
female.
Wouldn't it have been ravens?
I mean, for the if it's a male, there's a lot of options like stoned dogs.
Ooh, I like that.
Pretty clear. There's a few others that are pretty good.
Fuck.
Wait, disclose.
Surprisingly.
Okay. Oh, that kind of works. So yeah, hopefully the Leafcast guys, one of them will be a channeler as well. I think having 2 channelers would be good, but I'm not going to try and force it on y'all.
At the very least, it would be interesting to have a female channeler.
I
Since
think
Tom
it
is
would.
going to go crazy, and maybe already is.
That's
Yeah,
possible.
we're going to have to do some sort of penalty.
I don't know what time frame this campaign's happening in, and don't tell us now. But I mean, maybe my taint's already been washed. Maybe that's how I got off the island.
Watch the tank. Put the
is that
AO
maybe?
Jono, did you ever figure it out when you were looking in the book? Did the
Oh, I was wrong. They do not drop off dudes at the Isle of Madmen.
they drop them off on random islands, right? To just die?
It didn't even really say that, but that makes sense. They went to the Isle of Madmen a few times and found it impossibly annoying to try to do commerce and said, "Fuck this," because it's the land of insanity. Well named.
So maybe the Isle of Madmen was like, again, what I was saying, like where they dropped them all during the breaking of the world, and they were just like, "Everyone die there. See you later," and they sailed off or something, and then they're just like, "Never go back to that island. It's scary." No,
Maybe.
No.
I don't know.
that was my impression of it from reading the books.
I'm scanning the memory banks and coming up with nothing.
What?
I'm very curious as to how you're going to get us all together.
Well, I mean, knowing what the characters are is the first step in that. The reformed Trolloc was going to be interesting in that pursuit, but
Yeah, that would be difficult.
well, this is D&D. Don't you?
Somehow he randomly channeled himself out of there, right? Rand accidentally channeled in book 1.
Oh yeah,
and-
how he got off that island is easy.
Yeah.
It's D&D. You guys got to meet it in, right?
The easiest way for the sea folk, crazy man to get off the island would be to create an Iceman slide and go all the way from there to the mainland.
I thought you were about to say igloo.
It's not sex, man. Not everything's about sex.
Yeah, I'm not trying to fuck anything. I'm trying to get off an island.
Yeah.
Well, if you're insane, it might be the same thing in your mind. I don't know.
I'm really upset. I'm not wearing my Six Sigma shirt right now. Okay, yeah, all right. I think we've
So
got
we're getting info in the chat about the
Yeah,
sea folk.
set up
They
random
random
islands
islands or
and
they
walk
walk
the
the plank.
yeah.
Walking the plank is more honorable.
Yep.
So I literally could have been Captain Jacked. It's perfect.
Yeah.
The reformed trolley can hide as a deformed ogier. I love that idea actually for real because Loyal was constantly mistaken as an ogier in the early books. So like
There's a Trolloc. Yeah.
that would actually really. Oh, sorry, yeah, as a Trolloc, yeah. So I mean, like
we really need to get Ayush on the show too.
Yeah, that's true.
I also love the idea of having like a character, one of the Trollocs that was in book 2 in Carahan, that are just pretending to be puppets.
The puppet Trollocs are awesome.
Yeah, the puppet Trollocs
Yeah.
that are.
Those guys know how to fucking party. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, like, that go real well with Close to Caillou as well. Just puppet Trolloc.
I mean, seriously, if a Trolloc can walk into a crowd that's like in the middle of a party and just like blend on in,
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking cool Trolloc.
so you know.
Either that or the costumes that they had like for that parade are fucking incredible.
They're just really.
Or gay.
Or doesn't it speak to the level of costuming in Carrion in
Yeah.
general?
I
Like
mean-
they just expect, like, well, yeah, those costumes are super good, but you know, in this town, that's the way they bring it. Carrion, land of cosplay.
I love in the book where the reason that no one can tell that it's an actual Trolloc is just because the sun is setting.
Yeah.
The sun's in my eyes. Wait, isn't that the shot from the trailer?
It's like I don't know.
The trailer for the show. You see, like, basically the silhouettes of a whole bunch of Trollocs. They probably all thought that they were all in costume. We're gonna see that episode 1, season 1. I'm calling it now. Like,
Our fucking D&D thing's already taken care of. Like,
Those costumes are so bad, and they're just like, what are we gonna do? And like, just put a lot of bright lights behind it. Worked in book 2.
that's what they did in Carrion. We'll do it here. I think it makes sense.
So we made your job easier or harder picking these random weird characters.
Easier or harder would mean that you departed from what I expected. You guys are pretty much right in line with the kind of thing I was thinking. So I'm not really worried.
yeah.
Like I not only expected, but like I said, I wanted them all to be from different places. So I definitely expect that they're going to sort of
No, they're all Two Rivers based. Yeah.
Two Rivers based Reformed Trolloc, Two Rivers based channeler from the Sea Folk.
Yeah.
Johnny, you picked a female Gleeman. Did you pick your country of origin?
Two Rivers. No, let's see. I like the idea of randomly being Tinker, and then like a reformed Tinkers, and then getting the fuck out of it. So this way I can be from wherever I want.
That is a complex character.
It's like breaking Amish right there. That's totally breaking Amish.
Rumspringer, man.
It's totally Rumspringer.
Wait. So are you doing violence or no violence? Are you going to be peaceful?
I'm reformed. Oh, I'm fucking violent.
I'm not going to let him not be violent. He'll have to be violent.
So you're a female Gleeman reformed Tinker.
Yeah.
Were you born among the caravan, or do you have a country of origin?
Yeah, I was born amongst the caravans,
I love
wherever we
Tom.
were.
Tom, I love how incredulous you sound after the character you came up with. Like you have any fucking room.
I mean, well, to be fair, Tom's character is grounded in reality.
Very much so.
It's an everyday
It's-
occurrence.
It's
We've
so
all been
normal,
there.
and so is mine. Jono's going crazy right now.
There's a small chance that Joe actually may be my father as a glow stick Aiel, because the Aiel are allowed amongst the traveling people are allowed in the waste.
And they
Maybe
rave
like a
together.
fifth cousin.
Maybe.
10th cousin?
Maybe.
Could be.
I mean, I've been on ecstasy since 1999, so I don't know.
You started listening to Prince and you never looked back, did you?
Yeah. No,
Dang
I
it.
just got Sandstorm on repeat, Clint.
Yeah, no, I'm these sound like great characters. I had not even begun to start thinking about how I'm going to bring you guys together because, again, I need to know sort of what you guys are first. But I'm pretty sure that knowing what the characters are is not going to help at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of
it's
Dan and Ryan are going to do worse.
Probably. It's cool. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a form of D&D. I feel like I'm gonna have to make you guys meet in an inn, but we'll see if I come up with another idea.
Song is says.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, we're going to meet at an inn. We've got a few options. The Clint Taurus being one.
No. You're gonna meet at an inn called Tom's Empty Chair.
I do love Tom's Empty Chair.
I like it. Clint Taurus is our car. Wait, there are cars, right?
There's a reason I've never bought a Taurus.
Yeah.
Do you know what they would have done to me? On top of what they already did?
We'll hear more about that story, but we
All right, so what else do we need to talk about tonight? We've got a loose basis of the characters. We kind of have announced the idea of the game. What else are we looking for here, boys?
I don't want to name my character yet.
No.
I'm not ready for that. We need a noodle.
I don't know that I need anything else at the moment. Obviously, I mean, I do hope that all three of you will be on next week when Leafcast is definitely going to be on.
Maybe.
Yeah, you didn't see the text, but maybe one of them's getting married.
We'll have that discussion. We'll be talking some more about that next week.
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks.
We might skip a week. But that being said, let me ask you guys a question. This is serious. Can Glowstick Aiel be my name? Sort of like Snake Eyes.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Will you be mute?
Or is it blah, 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 the Glowstick Aiel, and I have to come up with a name?
I found Glowstick Aiel.
I feel like I should have an actual name, though, that I never reveal to anyone.
No, because I wouldn't call you Glowstick Aiel, and I want you to be referenced that way. Otherwise, I think it dilutes the character.
You're right. I agree. Let's keep to the purity of the character.
Actually, I'm going to, yeah. All right, you named your character. I'll go ahead and name my character. It's going to be Captain Jack Seafolk.
You're not Seafolk. Wonderful, man.
Done. Glowstick Aiel, Captain Jack Seafolk.
Captain Jack Seafolk is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
We're not changing it.
Were you the captain?
You try and change it.
Only females are the captain. That's why you got kicked off. Mutiny and you can channel.
You're seriously.
I did a mutiny to try to become the captain, and during the fight, they were like, "Yeah, you're wrong. So many levels."
You can also channel. Get the fuck out. And you're like, I'm sure as shit not walking the plank. All right, well then we'll drop you on an island. And then you made an ice slide.
Yeah, I ate a lot of rum, Iceman slide, and I was out of there. As everybody knows, anyone that can channel can make an Iceman slide and fly across the ocean.
Oh, this is a perfect comment. Everyone forgot his name because of the glow sticks.
That works for me.
Oh, man. As you can see, we're going to take this very seriously.
So you get a monologue during the game where you complain about how no one knows your name anymore and you don't even remember what it was.
Okay.
That's a really deep, fucked up backstory. I don't even know my name. All I know is he's close.
And an angst built into it, yeah.
Maybe when I opened that stasis box and found the glow sticks, somehow erases your memory. Kind of like the red hot rod. Everyone can relate. That's true. And with that memory erasure and holding the glow sticks, it's almost like being on ecstasy the whole time. That's why you're fucking weird. I'm on drugs all the time.
Not only has his memory erased, but he has no short-term memory either. Or no long-term memory. Sorry, he's only short-term memory. He's like Memento. He lives in the moment.
This is the like absolute party version of the dagger from Shadow Logo.
I'm really glad that everyone's been on board with workshopping my character so much.
Listen, you pick a character that has existed for a decade. Of course, everyone's going to have shit to say about it.
Yeah, we've been workshopping this character for an eternity.
I mean, I assure you, more will be said about Captain Jack Seafolk, but
we really haven't had the opportunity to delve deep into the Glowstick Aiel character. Tom,
we love this character so much that this has turned into talking about D&D to just workshopping Glowstick Aiel more.
We've got some other characters we could revitalize. Where is the Tiny Rand?
Oh, what about what? Wait, oh, Tiny Rand.
Spaceship Moose there.
Yeah.
Oh man, we should. Oh yeah, but
Make a
we should
list.
just give characters to Ryan and Dan.
Myrdral Butler.
It's
You have
unnecessary.
Myrdral Butler. He's my favorite.
I'm
I
putting
do have to
Myrdral,
admit, Myrdral Butler is delightful.
I'm putting Myrdral Dan in there. That's for sure.
All right.
My
Okay.
direct supervisor, of course. I can't get. I'm sorry. We got to sidestep for a second on this. I cannot begin to tell you how after 10 years of tweeting about my boss Myrdral Dan, to be reading that Q&A and see Rafe be like, "Yeah, the guy's name is Dan." I lost my shit. I peeled off my clothes and I ran around in circles screaming with my head. Hands over my head. I fucking lost it. Like I couldn't believe the
Your wife is
validation.
sitting there calling the police. What? I don't know what's happening.
No,
I was
no,
watching a Q&A, just went insane.
No, my wife's used to this shit. But
What
yeah,
more
no,
information than that? Yeah.
I was very excited. I'm just very excited. Feel very validated.
I mean,
Like
as you
that.
should.
My
Yeah.
entire Twitter thing as Trollic Talk, I think, is complete. I'm gonna close the shop.
Wait,
Oh,
sorry.
It's like I did that, and now I'm gonna like D&D Wheel of Time for the rest of
Yeah,
my
with
career.
us and
You're making a
Leafcast. So
mistake.
I'm pretty sure you should keep your Twitter open.
No,
Yeah,
what you're supposed to do is just never return for the next week. Just close it up and just like
Just
for next
close up
week.
shop.
Yeah.
Hey, that being
that's-
said, at Trollic Talk, Clint, what should we? Do you got anything to plug? I guess just your Twitter handle, right?
yeah. Just
Yeah.
I tweet when I can get around to it. I kept telling myself that I was done with it because I ran out of material, and then I'm out of material. So I say things
Yeah.
anyway, but I'm still out of material. I
Yeah,
had a great.
As our
I had a
listeners,
great.
as our listeners can see, like you're at requesting a certain amount of anonymity from us,
Yeah, well,
which is
Work.
fine.
I'm working.
However,
on that. I'm working on that.
Let's not talk about reasons why.
Yeah.
No one needs to know about that here.
If it wasn't for
Um,
that horse, I never would have spent that year in college.
I know you're talking about. You said whores wrong though.
Well, there's also.
All right.
Aldeed.
Well, I guess we'll just wrap up every episode with it, and that's Clint. He's at Trollic Talk, and
Yeah.
then just be like, "That's it," because we're never gonna thank you. Apparently,
No,
Don't. If you thank me, everything will turn white. You all die.
yeah. That's okay. That's good.
Next week we should just thank him and just never. Yeah.
Then that will be the end of your second campaign because when we first texted about this, your first
Yeah.
campaign, you all fucking die.
Okay.
Like Charlie Talk, do you want a DM campaign? Yes. You're all dead. Let's start campaign 2. So this is technically campaign 2.
That'd be like
And
a whole year.
very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, man.
I got nothing to plug. This is like the only Wheel of Time shit that I do is I get on Twitter every once in a while like a moron and I act like a moron and then I come here and act like a moron with you guys. So glad to do it.
That's what we do all the time. So you're welcome.
But I'm super excited. You guys' character ideas are fantastic. So can't wait till we talk to Leafcast guys, whenever that's going to be, and get those. And then I'm going to be off to the races after that. I've already I'm sitting here scribbling notes. I got ideas.
All right, so hopefully we work out next week with the Leafcast guys, maybe on a different day than Tuesday. But if not, we'll just circle back around the next week. Apparently, Ryan from Leafcast is getting married next weekend, so Tuesday might not work out for them,
No,
which is
we'll do
totally
it right
understandable.
Let's do it right after the ceremony.
So
Yeah, let's.
He hasn't responded to the text.
I do, and jump on the stream.
What was it?
My
Hi.
character is a miserably depressed bachelor. Oh, no, married man. It's my character.
Is that that's your predictions? Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, what do we think they're gonna do?
Oh, you want to predict?
Yes.
Based on what we've chosen.
I know because they got the jump on you guys. They got time to think about it, having seen a conversation already. So
I hope one of them picks an Ogier. I almost did that.
I want one of them. So aside from Jono's reformed tinker, it would be really interesting if one of them was actually following the way of the leaf.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
no, don't do that to me.
I didn't do it. It's their name.
What about the last remaining?
No, I'm
Jin
talking to them right now. Don't do that.
is
To me.
alive?
You know, what
Oh, you're telling them. Okay.
you know what would have been interesting would have been a lady wolf brother.
A wolf sister.
Lady Wolf Brother.
Hell yeah.
A wolfter?
Now I almost wish I could change my mind, but it's too late.
No,
Yeah,
you've got it. You got it. Golden
What is
Bear.
it, Captain Jack Seafolk?
You can't possibly change Captain Jack Seafolk. Wolf sister would be very badass.
So Matt's telling us something that we do already know, but the way the Leafs first time reader show is at 10:30 on Tuesdays. That being said, they might be busy up to that point. So we've been talking to them off screen, Matt. So they may or may not be busy. We'll
Technically, we were talking to them on screen, but you didn't know.
We're talking to them on this screen, but it's not on your screen. Or wait, it's on the screen. It's on the screen. Wait, there's a screen. I have multiple screens.
This is getting really complicated.
Stupid?
Well, it would.
What about a wolf sister can get pregnant in dreams?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. I guess because someone's literally in your flesh. Joe liked that, and then did.
I mean, if a wolf sister is in a Tellerandria.
I mean, I think it really does come down to whether somebody is physically there or not, right?
Well, that's
Yeah.
a fantasy, but yeah,
I mean, it's
I feel like Tom ran away at the worst possible time because I feel like
I think he's went to go jerk off.
and we're good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's just like the thought of that makes me very excited.
Yeah, I may be 45, but I still get hard instantly.
He's not.
So
Oh, God.
maybe 52, but I still just it's like a 7th grader over here.
I appreciate that Tom has changed his name on his square there next to his empty chair. The empty chair is now named Captain Jack Seafolk. Tom
I mean,
is not Captain
that's
Jack
touching
Seafolk.
and everything, but right now he's Tom from tWoTcast. I mean,
No,
it's
no,
really
no.
weird.
He's
Like
not
when
on
we
there
play
at
the
all.
game, absolutely, the name should be there.
Yeah, no, you're misunderstanding. He's Tom. The chair is Captain Jack Seafolk.
Ah.
Well, that makes more sense.
He's trying to undo the Tom's empty chair thing. He doesn't realize that's not going away.
I see.
I don't hate Tom's Empty Chair as like a name for a legitimate bar at one point. Like that sounds like a fun,
It
nostalgia
does.
for the dead. Yeah,
Oh, I'm all for it.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yes, at a little bit, we are in fact calling out Tom's age and libido.
I mean, why wouldn't it?
So that's the kind of comment that just makes me fully aware that they haven't really been listening to our show for very long.
So what? Like it's new?
Watching.
Viewing, watching, listening. It's all.
I
I've
can-
decided
I
that
can-
now that we're streaming on YouTube, I'm just going to go back to listeners. So I'll just start saying listeners now, even though everyone can see us.
It's got kitsch. You got to keep it.
I suppose for
Well,
the
that's
last
the-
2 years, they could
yeah.
have been turning it on and then closing their eyes and just listening. But in general, the reviewers.
I mean, as it applies to me, you are all listeners. That's the way it works. So
Yeah, no, they're all viewers.
We're watching you not move. Actually, it's very visible.
I'm holding super still in a very dark place,
Under
while also
Yeah.
employing my ventriloquist skills.
yeah,
Not moving my jaw.
very impressive stuff here.
Mio Jordan is standing right behind me. Don't ask where his hands are.
Balls. That's my balls. That's my guess.
His or yours?
Ball belt. Ball used LD belt.
Oh, body.
I don't know what just happened. I thought I heard Jono say bok choy, and I'm really confused.
Bok choy.
As
Yeah,
a-
yeah.
He
As a
did.
guy
It
who
was.
likes to
He did,
cook.
and it was weird.
As a guy who likes to
I
cook,
didn't even notice.
I'm always hearing food ingredients. I don't know why. It's just the way it works.
That's all right.
All right. Well,
Are you talking about an Atrolic cook pot or?
It's
am
common.
I currently in a trolley cook pot?
No, you like to cook. You were saying as a guy that likes to cook
I do. I like to cook
in a
trolley
cook pot.
I feel like the books undersold us. I mean, we've got Trolloc frying pans.
There's
and
a
we've
lot
got-
of cuisine, and
we've
there's
got
a
Trolloc
range of utensils.
grills. There
Yeah,
is the cook
Right.
pot thing. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Y'all need to understand the cook pots are not our cook pots. They call it Trolloc cook pots, but like we don't carry those around. They're heavy. We use your cook pots after we kill you, and then we
Well,
cook you in.
Clint, may I ask you a question? My favorite cookbook is Natural Harvest, which is cooking with semen. It is a collection of seed-based recipes available on Amazon.
It is terrifying that exists. Not surprising because it's the internet, but terrifying.
Yeah, so that's my new go-to for weddings.
Are those the same people who use like the whole like? Never mind.
It comes out of the hole. Yeah,
it's a book on Amazon, huh?
It's a book on Amazon. Yeah, it's got hundreds of reviews, and it's my go-to.
I'm sure every one of those reviews is super serious too. Is it on Kindle?
It is on Kindle.
Laura said I was excited about it.
Yeah, why do I not know this cookbook? You may want to check it out. There's plenty of reasons.
I mean, you just
know about
honestly,
it.
if you're upset that you don't know about it, and it's a real thing, then just hang out with us a little bit more often.
Yeah, I mean,
you'll hear about all kinds of horrible things.
Everyone's blown away by this.
This is the second plug for Amazon.
John those horrible things.
Yeah, this is the second plug for Amazon on this episode of your show, and they could not be more different. The first was for D20s.
It's almost as if Amazon is gonna host or stream the Wheel of Time show.
Yeah, well, it's all together. It's like the MCU.
Amazon, if you want to give us money to continue promoting you, just let us know. We'll do it.
Clearly, you're doing it for free. This is the problem.
Yeah, it's a tease. It's a tease.
Yeah, it's a tease. It's a tease of what's going on.
A lot more.
So all of your viewers, listeners will know that you've gotten the money from Amazon when suddenly the advertisements for Amazon
they just jump up a notch. It's like every other minute. It's like, and look what else you can get on Amazon.
Actually,
and Jonna just shittily holds his phone up to the camera.
Isn't this the third commentary?
It's a quality commercial.
Didn't Jono look up the RPG book on Amazon as well, saying it was $175 on Amazon?
I did, yeah. That was not a good advertisement for Amazon, though. That was kind of the opposite.
No, it actually is a good advertisement for Amazon because they actually have it, even though it's out of print.
They'll almost certainly get at least one order off of this show.
Yeah, they made money off of you guys. I think it's time to send them a bill.
So anyway. Clint, thanks for being on. Thanks for being our DM. Can't wait to rejoin this discussion next week and or the week after with the Way of the Leaf guys and add their characters into the mix, and we'll figure that shit out. And also, I guess do all the YouTube things. We don't have a script for this, guys. Like we don't know what we're doing yet. There's a bell and a like button and a subscribe thing.
You got to subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Have we ever had to say that before? No, and it's weird.
It's actually a really good point. Do that bell thing because we're terrible about telling.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We are pretty much the only way to know when you guys are jumping on.
We did tweet about it 15 minutes before we started tonight. That's pretty impressive.
We're starting low key.
It wasn't a secret live stream. It was a late, incompetent live stream this time.
We're trying to see who's telling our secrets. Seaman cookbook sales are going to get. Yes, that is 100%. And again, I'm the author of that book, so
our weirdly normal outro script doesn't make any sense anymore. So,
Jonathan,
I think that's why you have to do it.
Yeah. Join us next week or the week after. We don't really know. I've been Jono and Joe.
Keep the changing filthy animals.
Captain Jack Seafolk.
Study math.
I would thank you, Clint, but apparently we're not doing that. So thanks for being here, and fucking see you next week. I didn't. I said I would, but I won't.
Yeah, he would, but he won't. The screen does not show that you all are still alive.
We should probably end every D&D episode with Clint thanking us for allowing him to be here instead. The other way.
It's gonna be every episode is gonna be me ending with me apologizing to my mother for having done what I'm doing.
I also have to apologize to your mother for what I've done.
First Rider, I'm gonna hunt you down and find out about this Blockbuster thing. All right.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast code.